In the past 6 months, I've watched over 80 hours of YouTube videos about how to start a YouTube channel and never posted a single video. I had consumed every tutorial, every secret to success, every how to strategize a YouTube channel, how to plan a YouTube video, and not once did I actually plan, film, or post a YouTube video. And I slowly realized that I was using education as procrastination. I was hiding behind the excuses of, I'm not ready yet, I still don't know what I'm doing, I'm not qualified, oh my god, what am I going to talk about? I know what I'm going to talk about, but how do I talk about it? How do I explain this? Blah, 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 and so on. So many excuses. But that changes tonight because here I am filming my first ever YouTube video. And I'm going to share 3 realizations that finally led me to hit that record button. 1, why imposter syndrome might actually be a sign that you're on the right path of growth. 2, how the consumption trap might be why you feel stuck. And lastly, how creating random videos might take you far in your creation journey. So, if you've been watching from the sidelines and you've been taking notes for years and you've been watching all the tutorial videos just like I did, it stops after this video. The world needs your voice, it needs your creation, it needs your service, it needs your production. And that won't happen unless you stop consuming and start creating. Okay? Right, that was a bit too much. Here's what nobody tells us about imposter syndrome. It's actually not a bad thing. Say you're a songwriter and you find yourself in a room filled with amazing songwriters. Every time you feel like you don't belong or like you're not qualified to be there, that's not your weakness speaking. That's your potential speaking. You only feel like an imposter when you're reaching for things bigger than what you're currently doing. You don't feel like an imposter when you're doing things you've already mastered. For example, if you're somebody who plays the guitar in your bedroom, playing the guitar in your bedroom, you don't feel any form of imposter syndrome. Little to no imposter syndrome. But when it's time to then play the guitar in front of your friends or strangers, the imposter syndrome will kick in. Might kick in. Right? Because you're going from who you are to who you could be. And that gap is imposter syndrome. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing because it's a sign of growth. It's a sign that you're gonna get to your potential soon. It's just all about navigating through that gap. And not many of us know how to do that. I myself, I haven't mastered how to do that. I'm still learning. And the 3 top things I think helped me or has helped me so far to reduce that feeling is 1, improving my knowledge or learning more in general. Like whenever I feel like, oh my god, I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified, I then learn more to then build confidence in that thing. Another thing I would say is, unfortunately, it's just a sad truth. You might be lacking in some self-love or some self-worth even. That's just a sad truth. And I think one way to help you love yourself more is affirmations. Honestly, affirmations doesn't really work for me. Maybe it's because I've never properly tried it. But I think one thing that works for me is constant reflection, constant self-reflection, and constant conversations with myself whenever I have negative thoughts. Just trying to debunk why I'm thinking this way, why I feel like this, then solve my own solutions. So for example, if I feel like I can't do something, I'll ask myself, why can't you do it? Then I'll be like, oh, I can't do it because I don't know enough about it, or I just don't feel like I can do it, or I'm not good at public speaking, or this is that, yada yada yada, and then tackle each bullet point. That's one way I find myself overcoming self-doubt, and that ultimately improves self-love. When you mitigate self-doubt, self-love just gets higher and higher, and self-doubt goes down, yeah. When I was planning this YouTube channel, the imposter syndrome kept screaming, who are you giving business advice? Like, you haven't even built a profitable business yet, so what exactly are you going to come and say here? But that actually gave me inspiration of what to do Like, it was actually telling me what to do. So instead of waiting to be qualified enough to talk about business, or waiting to become a successful entrepreneur, why not document the journey to building a multi-million-dollar company? That in itself is a qualification. Showing people your journey, your mistakes, your wins, lessons you've learned, that in itself is your qualification to talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about, right? That in itself is permission to go off on a yapping spray about whatever. And then it's up to people to learn, it's up to people to take from it. It's up to people to listen to whatever you have to say. But I feel like life experiences in general are qualifications to teach whatever, to talk about whatever. Usually, education and learning should come on a foundation of action. So do then learn, or learn, do learn. I prefer do then learn, because when you do, then you know what you're lacking, you know the skills you're lacking, you know that when you then watch an educational content about what you've done, you have the ability to grasp the concepts better, because you have experience, you have some form of experience doing that thing. So you then know the specific areas to improve on. I was watching a video by Ali Abdal where he spoke about the consumption trap, and he said something that really resonated with me. He said, in not taking action, you might be avoiding confronting the feeling that you might be crap at that thing you intend to do. And that just reminded me of when I was consuming, just one more video, one more tutorial video, one more how to plan your script, how to structure your video, how to tell stories, how to convey your idea in a digestible way. I wanted to become an expert before I even started creating. And even till today, I still feel like I want my first video to be as cinematic as possible. I want my first video to feel like a movie. But I had to learn and understand. And appreciate that expertise doesn't come by consuming. You gain expertise by creating. For example, if you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, you don't watch hundreds of YouTube videos on how to ride a bicycle. You get on the bike and try to learn how to ride a bicycle, right? You fall, you get yourself back up, you fall, you get yourself back up. Eventually, when you feel like you are gaining momentum, you might get wobbly, then you fall, you get yourself back up again. And that's how you learn how to ride a bicycle. And even when you feel like, okay, now you can balance on a bicycle, you might not even be able to ride in a straight line, right? It's gonna take some more practice before you can then ride in a straight line, before you can then ride with one hand, before you can then ride with no hands. It takes practice, it takes creation, it takes doing, little acts of doing. Like, you have to suck before you get good. You can't just pick up a bicycle today and all of a sudden you're riding with no hands in a straight line, or all of a sudden you're doing stunts. That's unless you're gifted like that. The ratio between time spent creating and time spent consuming content should either be the same or more. Meaning, you should spend more time. You should either spend the same time consuming and creating, or you should spend more time creating than consuming. So I feel like the cure for consumption isn't to stop learning, it's to shift the ratio. If you find that you're consuming more, obviously you should now start thinking about creating more. For every hour you spend consuming, you should spend 2 hours creating. If you spend 20 minutes watching how to do knotless braids, you should then spend 40 minutes actually practicing to do knotless braids. Get your friend, get a mannequin, but you should spend more time than you've consumed creating or actually doing that knotless braid. At this point, you're either delusional, unwilling to accept that you're in fact stuck in the consumption trap, or you're accepting that you might be stuck in the consumption trap and you're wondering how to escape it. One way, and this was discussed in one of Ali Abdal's video, is by doing random acts of creation. And these random acts of creation have 5 characteristics. It should be small, fast, bad, stupid, and pointless. It should be small because you need to be able to do it when you have even the least amount of spare time. It should be fast because it's something you need to be able to do quickly. If it's something that's going to take time, then that's just going to increase your chances of procrastinating. It should be bad because if your aim for it is to be bad, then you won't be worried about, oh my god, is it good enough? Or I need to learn more, or I need to do more research. No, if your aim is for it to be bad, then you're just going to get up and do it, right? Because you don't care about how good it is or how good it should be. It should be stupid because you need to avoid thinking about what people think. It gets rid of fear and you worrying about other people's opinion. For example, if you're a shoemaker and your aim is to create a shoe for people who have ankle injury, for example, then you are going to feel pressured by, oh my god, what if it doesn't come out the way it should? What if people think it's a dumb idea? Or what if people aren't as receptive of it as you imagined? Then fear will prevail. Fear will prevail, and the chances of you actually making that shoe would be very slim. However, if you're a shoemaker and your aim is to create an insole, a pointless, stupid insole that serves no purpose to anybody, then you won't feel pressured about how people might receive it. If someone says to you, oh my god, that's a dumb insole, you're gonna be like, yeah, thank you. That was the aim. That was the point. Lastly, it should be pointless. If it's something that should serve a purpose, then you're gonna feel pressured by the outcome or what the outcome should be, right? So going back to the shoes for people with ankle injury, then that serves a purpose, right? So then you're gonna feel pressured for it to actually serve what it should serve, or serve who it should serve, right? However, if it's something pointless like an insole, again, you won't feel pressured about the outcome. You won't feel pressured by it serving anybody because it's literally just a pointless insole. And lastly, you should put it out there publicly. And that's because that eliminates or overcomes emotional hurdles such as self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Because when you put it out there, you're confronting that imposter syndrome. You're confronting self-doubt. And there's something you should bear in mind as well, and it's called the tall poppy syndrome. Usually, when everybody's doing the same thing and you're trying to do something outside the norm, it means you're standing out. You're doing something different. People don't like it when you stand out. People don't like it when you do something different. So you might get backlash. You might have people laugh behind your back. You might have people think you're doing something dumb, or you're being goofy, or you're being silly. You might have people think, oh, what is she doing? Like, she's not even good enough, right? And that's because you are trying to come out of your comfort zone. In fact, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that you are in fact growing. It might be a good sign. I mean, it might be a sign of growth. It might be a sign that you are coming out of your comfort zone, or you're doing something out of your comfort zone. There is something Ali Abdaal said in one of his videos, and he said that social disapproval in a creative context is generally a sign that you are on the right path. So do not be disheartened when you get backlash. If you get backlash, hopefully you don't. Do not be disheartened when you hear people say silly things about you because you decide to do something different. Of course it's raining when I don't have a wireless mic. Of course it's raining. But that's not gonna stop me. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, then you're gonna find this video really insightful because I talk about strategies I intend to use to grow this YouTube brand, and that includes the video structure, the social media strategy, and tips you should use if you want to stand out, or mistakes you should avoid making if you want to stand out. Bye. Ciao. Oh, stop it. Oh my god, I'm shy. That was cringy. Yeah, let's never do that again.